and I had a Jeep. I had a brand new Jeep to run around with. And, those guys they were sitting in the harbor just in the hot sun. They wanted something. So I'd send an LCI with my laundry down to Zamboanga or someplace, give them orders to come back, just so they'd get at sea. Because they're comfortable at sea, but they're not comfortable sitting in a harbor. We used to send a third of the crew ashore, and then it was hot, so we'd put it in a 53-gallon drum with the air hose at the bottom and put some gasoline in there and cool it. Blow the air out and it would cool it. So they were happy with it. But they couldn't drink on the ship. We never did either. That was a cardinal rule in the Navy. I had the whole operation with the beaches and the pictures and everything. So we were very happy when the atomic bomb went off, because that saved a lot of lives, maybe our own, over 1 million. Yeah. And I'm sure there was that many Japanese or more. No, we never were told about that. That was a complete surprise to us. Well, we heard it over the regular news that you guys got at home. We had the same news services, so I think we got the same. That's the announcement we'd get. We had radios, and everybody shut off their guns that night. You didn't go outside, it was raining bullets, because they come back down. You put a helmet on when you go out. Same that lady. And see, there were 5 or 7 of us. 2 of them were lawyers and were senior to me. They all had families. They were all senior. So when they all got to go home, there was a pecking order, and I was the last one. And of course, Captain Barquette left. Admiral Barbie was nowhere around, so I ended up as CDG 25, something like that, because I was the last one. And I actually cried because I couldn't go home. And I had to wait till all those ships were cleared out of there. And boy, that was tough. But then a friend of one of the guys that was on the ship ended up in Naval Bucyrus. And all of a sudden I got a set of orders to fly home and with a 30-day leave and report in Washington. I got off the airplane, and there he was. He cut the order for me to bring me back. So I was back, and so then I worked I still couldn't get out, so I worked for the Navy Bureau of Personnel. They gave me 30 days with an air priority. The war was over, and everybody was happy, and production started again, and the country was going pretty well. So I discharged a few of my friends. And then one of my best friends, Roger Jones, he was the attaché for the admiral of the Naval Gun Factory, whose also name was Admiral Jones. So I'd pick up the phone and tell the girl, we used to call him the little admiral, get the admiral on. And my boss had listened to this, see? And I'd get out and I said, "Hi, Admiral, how are you? I want to play golf this afternoon." "Yep." So I hang up, then I go over there and I said, "Can I get off this afternoon?" He said, "Sometime when you play golf, would you invite me along?" And I was playing with the attaché. Then I didn't get a discharge, but I got relief from active duty. When I got home, I ended up as commanding officer of the electronics unit at Lawrence University. And we used to keep the boys, we used to I had the recruiter who was under me too. So we'd recruit, and we kept a lot of kids in school, deferments, because, they were going to college. In those days, after the war, you could stay out if you went to college. So it was a interesting job. But my first job was water boy or something like that for a construction crew up on Hawkins Glen for US 8. I took care of that job, and then kept the books up there. I was the accountant, and I'm not good at numbers. So their main accountant would come up every week and straighten out my books for me. I didn't know how I was doing. Well, I stayed in that reserve for about 9 years. Used to take 1 week trips down south, a cruise every year. That was fun with my friends and with Helen. We lost some people through the Korean War. One of my chief petty officers, I said goodbye to him. They recalled him. But then after the Korean War, I was a little concerned, so I got a resignation and I resigned. Because I was then working in the bank, and I didn't want that interference. We had 3,000 employees. You take care of them, and you don't need any. You can hire the numbers people. Okay? So it's more of a executive job, because I did have courses in logic and epistemology and things that that help you reason and think rather than just push numbers around. I talk more today than I've talked in any time, I guess. I really like to have them forget about it, because war is it's a damaging thing to people. But on the other hand, it was an education. It was an experience that helped me in later life. Being commanding officer, I learned how to manage people in the Navy, and so it was a great help. I think a lot of young kids that go into service learn a lot, and of course some of them get, if they're in long enough, they get their college credits or college tuition, which is very important to me, to them. So I don't know. It has a lot of good things about it, but of course the killing and all that is the bad thing. All my places have been on the water. I had a place in Fox Run in Appleton on the river in Lake Beaumont, and I got one here. And then Sanibel was right on the Gulf. So I just like water, yeah. I had a sailboat. I sold everything here because I was going to live in Florida. Well, now I'm going to start buying things back, except I'm too old to get in the damn boat. But I bought one anyway.